Hey everyone, this is Kirk here again from optionalpha.com, and in this video I want to talk about when we should make the trade for an earnings trade. Now it's important to realize, again, going back, that earnings trades, we're trying to pinpoint and focus our strategy on taking advantage of just the IV crush or drop that happens in a stock after it announces earnings. So in order to really hone in and focus in on just that moment in time, it's best that we actually place these trades the day before the stock announces earnings, or the session before the stock announces earnings. So in this case, we're looking at Monsanto here on our chart, and we've used this one before, ticker symbol MON, to show you guys some trades that we've made and how we calculate expected move and strike price, etc. With Monsanto, they actually have earnings that are coming out tomorrow before the open. So today's Tuesday at the time of this recording of this video, and the stock has earnings on Wednesday morning before the market opens. So because the market is going to be open after the stock announces earnings, we will have already hopefully seen tomorrow a volatility crush happen in the security as soon as the stock opens. So we won't have any opportunity to get into a trade before the market opens, because the market will be repricing all of the new data that it has on Monsanto after earnings. So the best opportunity to get into this trade is literally the day before or the session before. In our case, it's the Tuesday before they announce earnings. So you can see here on the chart, this would be this exact day. So that Tuesday before, right as close to the close of the day as possible, just to neutralize the effect of the stock movement as much as you can. Now, the reason that we get into it just the day before the session happens is because we don't want to enter a strategy just to have the stock make a dramatic move heading into earnings. So you can see, had we made a trade in Monsanto expecting to get into an earnings trade just 3 days prior, we would have been trading when the stock was up around 120. Now, the expected move of this stock heading into earnings is about $3. So it's already made, just in 3 days kind of heading into earnings, a almost $4 move lower. So if we would have made this trade again on this day here, where the stock was trading up around kind of 120 price, then we would have been either putting ourselves at a really big disadvantage or basically just making a directional trade on the stock as it heads into earnings. We're not really focusing on just that implied volatility crush, because if we're trading it bullish or bearish heading into earnings, we're not doing what we should be doing, which is trying to sell premium ahead of a drop in implied volatility. So that's why, and that's one of the biggest reasons why we want to make that kind of big move right before earnings and make that trade right before earnings. Another reason that we want to do it, and I'll just go to the charts here, is because the volume and the open interest for the security in those weeklies is going to be highest on the day before earnings again, or the session before earnings. So you can see here for the trade that we just made today, the volume today on both the calls and puts was the highest that it's been in weeks, and that's because a lot of people are trying to make trades ahead of earnings. And so what this does is this narrows the bid-ask spread for most of the stocks. It allows you to get in and out of the trade very quickly at favorable pricing. So it serves really good purpose for us by allowing the other market participants to kind of fulfill some of the requirements that we generally have for exiting and entering trades. So that's our video on when you should make earnings trades. Again, right before the market or the company announces earnings, or the session before they announce earnings. That's the optimal time to get into these earnings trades. If you have any comments or questions, as always, please add them right below this video on the lesson page, and happy trading.